Welcome to SFRE. We thought we would start this week with what's on everyone's mind.
Horseback riding?
We have had a few comments and questions from people. I am a nurse, but I will tell you, all I can share with you is what I know, what's been said to me.
Yeah, we're not coronavirus or CDC experts or anything.
Infectious disease experts or what have you, but we are doing what we can to stay on top of the whole situation and apply that knowledge to the safety of our friends, family, and coworkers. So what was the first question?
Well, what are we getting into? Like how long do you foresee this lasting? What should we prepare for? I think that's on a lot of people's minds.
So I would say that this is definitely a marathon. This is not a sprint.
Mm-hmm.
So be prepared for the long haul.
But preparing for the long haul, that doesn't mean like, we're seeing a lot of hoarding and people,
Right.
So when you say prepare for the long haul, you're not, it's not like the stores are going to close. You're just saying that this virus is going to be around for a little while.
Right. I think that we have the advantage of watching other cities go through it, other countries go through it, and we are applying everything that they've learned to where we are right now. So yes, I do think we need to be in it for the long haul, but hopefully we're ahead of the game because of what we've learned.
What are some of the precautions people should be taking? Obviously, we hear about hand washing and social distancing.
What we're not doing is social distancing. Staying 6 feet away from other people. Do not.
Because a sneeze travels that far.
Because a sneeze can travel from 3 to 6 feet. So it is droplet precautions. The virus can stay active on a surface for about 3 to 4 hours.
Now, I'm out of wet wipes because everybody bought them. So what do I need to do?
Soap and water, baby.
Okay. All right. So I can wash the kitchen table. We just did that actually after dinner.
The kids were so confused. We're out of Clorox wipes. What do we do?
We're not out of toilet paper yet, though, so that's good. So common sense, scrub the table, soap and water. Good to go. Got it. Makes sense. What other precautions, other things? What are we doing? Boiling bottles and binkies and toothbrushes. And we've got a 3-year-old who's into everything. So, again, common sense.
So, yeah. I mean, treat it like if someone in your house had the flu, just typical precautions. Everyone takes every winter. But I will say the reason why you're hearing social distancing, hand washing, and don't touch your face is that this does stay active on your clothes, on a table. So you touch that table with your hands and then you touch your face and then all of a sudden you're at risk. So social distancing, hand washing, and don't touch your face. Mm-hmm. This is where you don't want to get heroic. If you are sick,
just stay home.
I'm talking to you, medical workers. I'm talking to my fellow nurses and scrub techs and EVS and all these people I love. Please, please, please stay home. This is not the time to be the hero. It is better for you to be out for a couple of days. Come back to work after your 24 hours without symptoms so you don't get your coworkers sick. As medical workers, we're just we feel like we're looking at a tidal wave coming in. So I think that please don't panic. Please watch where you're getting your news.
Facebook seems to be the best place to get news.
Facebook is a great place to get all the latest information. No, I understand that people need an outlet, but get your facts from somewhere that is dependable.
CDC maybe?
CDC is a great place. Just keep the hype down. Yes, it can be serious for immunosuppressed people, for those that are older, those who have comorbidities. These are people that are at risk.
That's a fancy word.
So
that means I should be watching out for grandma and grandpa.
Yeah.
Like people that are older and immunocompromised.
I will say that a lot of different people are freaking out for a lot of different reasons, even medical professionals, because this is new. This is
Right.
there's a lot that we don't know, and it changes on the hour, it changes on the daily, and we're learning as we go, and we are adaptable.
So if a nurse in Southern California in a hospital here is saying the information is changing fast, don't feel bad if that's how you feel. Like one minute you think you've got the facts, and the next minute it's something different.
You're like, what changed?
Yeah.
Well, we're learning so much, so quickly. Do the things that they're telling you to do.
Yeah. So our kids are bummed that they can't do this or that,
Oh,
but
yeah.
we're turning those into opportunities to surf or bike ride or hit the beach or, do fun things outside that we normally might not have as much time for. So we're trying to turn those negatives or
Yeah.
restrictions or rules and impositions into fun things so that kids can understand precaution and balance. If there's any families watching our video that are having a hard time with kids at home now and you're like, homeschooling, what? If we can help you, we're glad to. This is a time for us all to pull together, not to criticize or complain or, this is a time we're going to be okay. We're going to come out okay, but this is a time for us to heroically reach out, check on older folks, see who we can help.
Ask a nurse if she needs a daycare this week.
Turn it into an opportunity. How much of a difference can we make in each other's lives when we're struggling as a nation or as a world?
Please take care of yourself, sleep well, eat well, exercise, and if you are sick, stay home and leave comments, talk to us. We really want to be there as an outlet, one of the outlets that are fun, that don't get panicky, and we hope that you get to watch our videos and relive some of the journeys we've been on, and soon we'll be back to it. But for now, we are going to take you to our new home.
Hello and welcome from Marina Del Rey, California.
Here we are. We've moved. We are currently sitting in a very empty fisherman's village. No doubt, as you can guess, with everything that's going on now.
Yeah, we're in the village where they book the tours and all the equipment, and normally it's a hustle, bustle. There is one fishing boat out right now that I can tell, and that seems to be about it. No one's eating. There's lovely restaurants. We've eaten here a couple times already, and but nothing going on right now.
Yeah, Fisherman's Village is just a great attraction of Marina Del Rey.
Yeah, this is a great spot to come just to catch a glimpse, grab a bite, check out the water activities, or just
some shopping.
Yeah.
The beautiful colored red, yellow houses on the edge of the water that they try to really make it look like a cute New England fisherman's village.
Yeah.
And if you love water and boats, this is where you go.
It is beautifully themed. It's gorgeous. Well, we are super thankful to be here. I know, maybe me more so than you. Out of downtown, and now we're on the Pacific Ocean, and it's glorious. We're really about family life, and so the question we were asking ourselves in preparation for this week is, what's on the minds of families? We realize that most people who now have their kids home from school have been sent home with that curriculum, so people aren't shuffling around. We've had a few questions, what curriculum do you use? But I think the question on most people's mind is, what do you do with these kids? How do you not pull your hair out? And as you can see, I already have.
Oh, we do. I think we've spoken before about adaptability and how that is one of the benefits of what we do, is that we all have to adapt, and learning how to move and adapt and switch gears as a family really brings you closer together. So we are blessed to have that just be part of our life.
Yeah.
Whether it's a job we don't like, a place we live we don't like, or
that we just know we can do better. It's not necessarily that we don't like it, but
Right.
it's just we're like,
or just switching plans. Like,
we're dreaming bigger
we're
than
in an
this.
RV. Oh, we're not in an RV right now. Okay, so we are just going with what we know and moving on.
So when something like downtown Los Angeles becomes a challenge, we look for a way to turn it into an opportunity. We're like, well, we're at a crux in the contract. Let's negotiate a new place to live and let's go shopping. And that was fun. It was fun to shop around, wasn't it? It was fun to look around and just dream, what could we live here? Does this fit the budget?
We started this journey already having a homeschooling background. We have been homeschooling for 9 years. We have 4 of our 5 children in school, in homeschool right now. But we're always learning. But one of the stressors we did not feel as we started this journey of full-time travel was homeschool.
Because that might be a challenge for some families who are transitioning to full-time travel and switching from parochial or private or public school to homeschool. That wasn't a transition we had to face. So
but I will tell you that at the beginning of the homeschool, that was stressful.
Yeah.
So hearts go out to people that are doing both at the same time. I look at it like parenting. You're not going to be perfect. You're not going to be the perfect parent, and you're not going to be the perfect teacher. And one thing that just really gave me peace is you can't mess them up in one day. There are going to be some dips. There's going to be some off days where it doesn't go like you planned, and you might think that you're just not getting through. But it's so worth it. This is the number 1 tip. Plan for success. If you start the day sitting them down, giving them a roadmap for the day. Kids, this is what we're going to do. First, we're going to eat breakfast. Then we're going to have some outside time. Then we're going to do some math and English. We're going to take a walk to the park. We're going to come back and do some spelling and grammar and reading. This is a plan that they can live with. They like to know what's coming up just like the rest of us.
Another avenue to success is to manage with such a degree of chaos and unpredictability that becomes the new norm, and everybody's fine just shifting on the fly at every moment.
How's that working for you?
No, that's true. Mentally, kids do better with routine, structure, communication, goals, all those things.
The more adaptable you are, the more opportunity it brings, which I really like that. When you shift on the fly, it opens up several different paths that you might not have seen or might not have been able to journey into unless you had that adaptability and that open perspective.
Right. If you're always thinking, how could this be better? If you evaluate and you say, well, this is good, and you're always dreaming how it could be better, then the world is your oyster. Like, what could we do? Could we live on a boat? Could we live on a plane? This feels like green eggs and ham.
No, we could not live on a plane. There's a limit to the adaptability. But I do like that, and I recall something that I really that really sparked something in me that I heard recently was a formula for being adaptable and when you approach something that's scary in life. Number 1, what's the best thing that could happen?
Yeah.
And imagine that.
Yeah.
Number 2, what's the worst thing that could happen? And ask yourself if you can live with that. And number 3, you ask yourself, well, what does my life look like if I don't do this?
Right.
And can I live with that? And sometimes those 3 questions you ask yourself, and it automatically shifts your perspective to thinking, wow, living with what I have right now, without taking the risk, without seeing the different perspective and the possibilities and the opportunities is way worse than just jumping and taking a risk.
Yeah.
And I think that's what we've been living. And it's funny, once you jump and you kind of get relaxed a little bit with that new opportunity, with that fear that you realize was just a fear in your mind, that the worst case scenario almost never happens.
Right.
And the best case scenario, well, sometimes it's even better.
Yeah, it's better than what you can
imagine.
imagine. Yeah, right.
So this is not making light of the situations that are going around in this country right now, in the world right now.
Yeah.
But taking these moments, I've heard a couple of people say, wow, it's going to be great to just be a little bit reclusive with my family and cherish that time together. And it just puts everything in perspective.
Yeah. It's going to be great to have a season with less distractions where we're focused on each other. You know, how often do you hear families say that?
So while our hearts go out to those affected in so many ways, we are hoping to look at any silver lining that we can see.
Yeah. We have a plan for the next leg of our trip next season, but we might have to shift. Maybe we'll have to be in Southern California longer based on quarantine. But we choose to see that as an opportunity. Maybe we'll end up taking in something we wouldn't have. Maybe that challenge will become an opportunity, and that dream will be even bigger thanks to
circumstances.
Yeah, out of our control.
I would also say be creative with the education. If you're not bogged down with all the papers and assignments from school that have been sent, I'm sure everyone's seen them posted on Facebook and Instagram, these free classes and beautiful art galleries. That's wonderful, but don't be afraid to just be with your children in the whole thick of it. Play with your kids, play games, sit and watch a movie. It's okay to slow down. And it's really, like we've said before, it doesn't really matter what we're doing. Sometimes our children's favorite memories are when we just stop.
A really good friend just asked a critical question. Now that you live in an apartment on the beachfront, how are you going to get your kids away from the beach to start the homeschool day? If you're going to exercise and chill on the beach in the morning as part of your routine, how do you get to the rest of your day? I don't have an answer.
One of my favorite moments in homeschool is when the older kids are involved with the younger kids in their lesson. So one of the best ways I learn is by teaching. So I have to learn it well enough to teach someone else. And when I watch my olders
start teaching,
whether it's reading to them or jumping in with a math lesson, when they can help some of the youngers with that, it really concretizes it for them. It's pretty cool to see. The student-to-teacher ratio is going to shift for most families.
Yeah.
Your kids start to feel really listened to. Maybe they're in a classroom with 12 or 20 at school, and now they're with you and how many others. That can be pretty special.
And don't be afraid to surprise your kids. Just try this one thing. Get their attention and then run into your room and start jumping on the bed and just watch them like
School at home can be this fun? This is awesome.
This is
I don't ever
awesome.
want to go back. But don't make it too fun, because then they'll want you
Yeah.
to. One of the greatest joys has been watching our kids grow and become these incredible human beings right in front of us on this journey. And it's things that we didn't dream, we couldn't have possibly imagined. Like, what do you think's been the greatest way you've seen our kids grow that was a surprise to you through this road schooling and the shifting?
The dependence on each other. That's been really precious to watch, and I hope something that they never lose. But they are each other's best friends.
Yeah, all of a sudden. And not that they were at each other's necks and throats before, but the bond that's developed has been incredible.
Yeah, that is great to watch. And their interest in certain aspects, acting or horses, or it just explodes. Where at home it was very routine. We learned through books and not experiences as much as we have been doing recently.
We were very busy and very comfortable, and they were doing well, but not as well as we could have been. So that's been a nice surprise on this road schooling journey.
We thought we would have a little contest between the girls and the boys so they could decorate their room however they wanted. I mean, it's within reason, right?
The prize is pick your experience, pick your parent. Okay, so you could do movie night with dad. You could do shopping with mom. You could do, whatever thing you want to do. You pick the experience and you pick the parent. The other parent stays home with the losers and cries. Okay.
When do we pick our parent experience?
That's whenever the winner is announced. You say, you talk it over amongst yourselves. We say, we won. And then you go, all right, let me confer. I want to ride in a helicopter with mom. And then
Said nobody. I might not ask dad to pick out, does this match? I might not do that because
or you could end up with winning the creativity award.
it's not timed. It is, you guys get to go out and pick really cool stuff for your room just for fun, and you put your room together and it's really cool, and then we can't see it until you're done, and then we have a reveal day where the room is totally decorated and totally done with lights and blankets and pillows, and you go surprise, and we get
to decorate.
So this is what we've got to work with to start. Just the bed. That is it. So we'll see what you guys come up with. Let's look at the girls' room. So they both have the exact same piece of furniture to start.
We gave them a $100 budget each and some guidelines.
They had so much fun with it. It was super fun. They thought it was the best day ever. They were so excited to move, and they could not wait to get started on their little project.
This was an example of us turning a challenge into an opportunity. We moved from a high-rise downtown, fully furnished, into an apartment where we had to. I used to own a furniture company, so I was able to give some insight, but we told them, look, Salvation Army, used stuff, IKEA, cheap stuff, Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, and they used all of it, and they went nuts.
They did really well, actually. Now, Kim, let's review the rules of this game, right? You each had $100 to decorate your rooms.
Yeah.
You were judged on 2 things. Do you remember what they were?
Value and creativity.
Value and creativity. While we had a few friends in town, we decided we would ask for their assistance in judging.
So that when
So-
our kids weren't happy with the result, we could blame other people.
We wouldn't be the bad guys.
Thanks, Joe and Angie.
Because they would never blame Joe and Angie. No.
I'd like to begin by thanking our beloved judges for taking time out of their weekend to judge.
We drove all the way from Arizona for this.
7-hour drive. The girls scored 69.5 and the boys scored 72.5. That makes the boys the overall champions.
Greg is the chosen one.
So the kids got to pick a parent and a prize, and they're still
Picking the prize.
kind of.
But it gets to be Dad. Because he's more fun.
So our final encouragement for this week is it's not the end of the world as we know it. We're gonna be okay. Find a way to find the silver lining in this for you and your family. So welcome to Marina Del Rey. We're glad to be here. We're glad you're here. Stay well. Stay healthy.
Yeah. And we'll have more next week. And a special thanks to all the medical field, the nurses, doctors,
The first responders.
hospital workers,
Public safety.
security, everyone that has to be on the front lines of this. So thank you.
Thank you. We'll see you next week.
Bye. We just moved into our house. Okay, we moved our bodies in, but we still have to buy a lot of things. It's like a little fisherman's village. I meant
No, it's a really big fisherman's village. Key themes for us being a road schooling family is adaptability.
a road skiing.
A road schooling. We road school. What do you do?
Daddy,
Yes.
I can't get to the pool.
Can't get to the pool, you're right.
Is it like a game where whoever does things first, like you say, give me a blanket first, and then whoever gets the blanket
They
first
just
gets a
explain
point or something?
No,
'Cause I
it's
don't want to play that.
no, it's
Because I don't want to do that.
I got $100. Yeah, but Emily wasn't sharing, so I didn't buy anything.
Well, yeah, you ordered a freaking unicorn, which was $100.
No, it wouldn't.
So no, we weren't going anywhere with that idea.